Hello, this is the Korean Friends channel. How much do you know about Korea? There are many different things that come to mind when you think of Korea. What we have prepared for you today are the top 7 unique cultural customs of Korea. Korea is known worldwide as a country with a unique culture. However, Korean culture is a fusion of rich history and modern trends. There are hidden unique customs that foreigners may never have heard of. In today's video, I will introduce you to such amazing and interesting Korean cultures by ranking them. The rankings are progressed backwards, so don't miss out and watch until the end. What you found surprising or interesting, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and we will do our best to answer them. Likes and comments are a great help in making our channel more fun, so let's get started right now. 7th place. A special greeting, have you eaten? In Korea, you'll often hear the question, have you eaten? Along with traditional greetings like hello. When you first hear this, you might think, why on earth? Are you wondering why I ate? You may be wondering. In fact, this question is not simply a question of checking whether someone has eaten, but is a special expression to ask how the other person is doing. Rice is not just a meal for Korean people, but an important element of health and happiness. In fact, this greeting often appears in Korean funny stories. This is an expression that expresses careful consideration and care for the other person's situation. So when you are asked, have you eaten? Simply say, yes. Or, instead of no, you say, I haven't eaten yet. Or yes, I ate something delicious. The same answer can turn the story on its head. Isn't it amazing that such a unique greeting is a way to express friendliness? 6th place, the question how old are you? When starting a conversation with someone you met for the first time in Korea, one of the most common questions is how old are you? This question, which may be somewhat embarrassing to foreigners, actually plays a very important role in Korean society. Korea has a hierarchical culture based on Confucian traditions. Age often determines the type of relationship or conversation style. For example, it is common for older people to lead conversations or make decisions. This question is partly to find out the other person's age, but it also serves the purpose of communicating politely. However, these days, this tradition is gradually disappearing among the younger generation. Still, if you don't panic at first and tell your age honestly, the other person will be able to continue the conversation more comfortably. 5th place, Korea's unique drinking culture. In Korea, alcohol is more than just drinking. In particular, drinking is an important cultural element that strengthens bonds at work or at gatherings with friends. At a drinking party, it is polite to pour drinks for each other. The person receiving the glass shows respect by holding the glass with both hands, or turning slightly to drink. There is also a culture called one shot, which means emptying the entire glass at once. It is said that through this process, bonds are formed and relationships become stronger. Of course, these days, there is an atmosphere in which drinking is not forced, but the traditionally highly immersive drinking culture can be interesting to foreigners. 4th place, quiet etiquette in public places. Those of you who have used public transportation or public places in Korea may be surprised. It's very quiet inside the subway or bus. Korean people place great importance on etiquette in public places. It is basic not to talk on the phone or to speak in a quiet voice as much as possible. Many people are concerned about how loud their earphones are. In particular, they tend to act more cautiously late at night. This shows that Korean people are considerate and do not want to cause inconvenience to others. It may be awkward at first for foreigners, but once you know these etiquettes in public places, you will be able to empathize more deeply with Korean culture. Quiet public spaces in Korea are unique, but aren't they? A culture worth learning about. 3rd place, separate collection and thorough waste management. Korea is a country famous throughout the world for its strict waste separation and waste management. Each household must thoroughly separate and dispose of recyclable waste, general waste, and food waste. It is essential to use the designated envelope. This process may seem complicated and cumbersome to foreigners, but in Korea, protecting the environment is taken for granted, especially since apartment living is more common than single-family homes. If you do not properly separate waste in common areas, you may be criticized by people around you. A high level of awareness about recycling and the environment is one of the strengths of Korean society. It will be very interesting to learn about this. Second place, Korea's intense education culture. Korea's enthusiasm for education is one of the highest in the world. To foreigners, this may come across as surprising and fascinating. From elementary school to high school, and even college entrance exams, everyone has probably heard at least once about the intense learning atmosphere of Korean students. The sight of students studying late at night at cram schools or solving problems even during lunch breaks shows a cross-section of the Korean educational environment. In particular, the CSAT in Korea is considered so important that it is literally a national event. All-out efforts can be seen across the country, with some roads being closed on test days, and aircraft takeoff and landing times being adjusted. Although this educational culture causes great stress to both parents and students, it became the driving force behind the rapid growth of Korean society and economy. What do you think of this culture that may be unfamiliar, yet passionate to those of you from abroad? Isn't it amazing? First place, Korea's affectionate culture. One of the most unique and fascinating cultures in Korea is Jeong. Jeong does not simply mean feelings such as love or friendship, it refers to a deep bond or consideration, formed by being together for a long time. This affection can be felt not only by family, but also by friends and even complete strangers. For example, if the owner of a store you frequent often gives you an extra meal as a compliment, it's common for neighbors to share kimchi. Once a relationship is established, this culture of affection, it shows the warm hearts of Koreans who think deeply and care for others. This unique culture, which is difficult to find in other countries, can be said to be one of the elements that makes Korea even more special. You can't help but love Korea, which is so full of affection. Of the 7 cultures introduced today, which culture did you find most interesting? Be sure to leave a comment below. If you have any other questions about Korea, please leave a comment on my Korean Friend channel, and I will answer in as much detail as possible. Korea is a country with a truly special and attractive culture. We will continue to do our best to introduce various aspects of Korea to foreigners in an enjoyable way. This is a channel that is just starting, so your support and interest will be of great help. Likes, comments, and subscriptions really help us create better content. If you set up notifications, you can immediately see more useful and interesting content in the next video. You will definitely be happier tomorrow than today.